You are entering your millionaire phase, not because something external has finally aligned in your favor, but because something internal has shifted. A recognition, a remembering, an awakening to a truth that has existed within you from the very beginning. You have not suddenly become someone new. You are recalling who you have always been. There is a world that exists beneath the surface of everything you can see and touch, a silent, invisible world where every version of your life already exists in complete and perfect form. In that dimension, your wealth is not a future possibility. It is a present reality waiting to be claimed. Your abundance is not far away. It is not something you must labor endlessly to earn or prove yourself worthy of receiving. It is something you accept. It is something you allow. It is something you step into the moment you decide that your inner world is the only true foundation of your experience. To enter your millionaire phase, you must stop speaking as someone who is still striving, still reaching, still hoping things might one day improve. You must begin speaking as the one who has already arrived. You must rise in your mind to the level of your desire and remain there, steady and undisturbed, regardless of what the outer world currently appears to say. See yourself already free. See yourself already successful. Feel what it would genuinely feel like to live that reality right now, not as a distant dream, but as your present truth. Your senses may challenge you. Your bank account may seem to argue against everything you are choosing to believe. But remember this with absolute clarity. Reality bends to your assumption. The outer world does not lead. It follows. It cannot do otherwise. This is not a theory or a motivational phrase designed to make you feel better in a difficult moment. This is law. This is the governing principle of all experience. Every time you think you are making a claim, every time you feel something deeply and consistently, you are sending an instruction to the creative forces that shape your life. So feel now the genuine delight of lavish prosperity. Carry yourself as someone whose millions are already flowing in and through their life. Let no doubt touch your mind. Let no fear dim the clarity of your inner vision. You are not stepping into a new life by effort alone. You are stepping into it through awareness. When you change your awareness, when you genuinely shift what you assume to be true about yourself and your circumstances, everything around you must change to match. You are no longer the one who waits and watches and hopes. You are the one who knows. And from that place of deep inner knowing, everything begins to unfold naturally, easily and completely. This is your millionaire phase, not because wealth is coming, but because you have finally recognized that it was never truly absent. Now walk in it, speak from it, live every moment from it. Imagination is not a mental escape or a harmless daydream indulged in idle moments. It is the very beginning of all creation. It is the divine workshop where every masterpiece of your life is first designed, first felt, and first accepted as real. Wealth, abundance, and lasting success are not things you chase down through sheer force of effort. They are things you realize. They are things you recognize and accept as already belonging to you. You must feel yourself already in possession of the life you desire before the world can arrange itself to reflect that back to you. To the mind that has not yet awakened to this truth, wealth appears to be entirely external, tied to work, to circumstance, to luck, to timing. But to the one who truly understands the creative power of consciousness, wealth is something internal. It is something already present in the invisible world, quietly waiting for the moment you finally recognize it and claim it as your own. You do not create wealth from nothing. You reveal it. You bring it forward from the unseen into the visible. And that revelation always begins within the space of your imagination. You must learn to see with the inner eye, to envision your life not as it currently appears, but as it is fully meant to be, not with desperation or wishful longing, but with a calm, settled confidence that what you can genuinely see and feel inside yourself is already real in the only dimension that actually matters. If you can see yourself wealthy, truly see it, truly feel it with every part of your being, you are planting a seed in the deepest soil of your existence. And every seed, when nurtured with consistent faith and persistent return, grows into visible form. Your outer life is nothing more than a mirror reflecting the current state of your inner world. If you persist in imagining struggle, limitation, or scarcity, the mirror will show you exactly that without hesitation. But if you persist in imagining prosperity, freedom, and flowing abundance, that same mirror will shift to reflect your new assumption. The world has no choice. It must conform to what you consistently hold within. You must feel the fullness of your desire, not as something approaching from a distance, but as something already present and already yours. Do not imagine money as something separate from you, something out there that you are waiting to receive. Feel yourself already in complete possession of it. Imagine walking through your daily life with the calm, quiet confidence of someone who has more than enough, who has never had reason to fear lack, who knows without question that provision always arrives. How would you speak from that place? How would you carry yourself through every room you enter? What would you stop tolerating? What would you stop chasing? Let those answers reshape your inner world from this moment forward. Imagination is not fantasy when it is used deliberately and consistently. It becomes your most powerful creative instrument. You must give yourself fully to the inner experience of your desire. Do not merely think about being wealthy. Be wealthy in your mind. Sit in stillness and dwell in the feeling of who you truly are. That feeling of I am, that deep sense of identity and being, is the doorway to everything you wish to call into your life. Attach no doubt to it. Let no past disappointment or failure define its boundaries. Every time you sit in genuine imagination and truly feel your desired reality, you are rewriting the script of your life at its source. Many people believe they must work harder, sacrifice more, or simply wait for a miracle to arrive from some unexpected direction. But the miracle is not somewhere else. The miracle is your mind. It is your imagination. And when you use it with precision, with feeling, and with unwavering persistence, the world must bow before the authority of what you have accepted within. Everything you can currently see around you began first in the unseen. Every great structure was once only an idea. Every significant fortune was once only a vision held with conviction. Every enduring achievement was once only a dream in the heart of someone who dared to feel it real before there was any visible evidence to support them. So close your eyes. Turn away from the noise and the pressure of appearances. Enter the stillness within you, and there, in that sacred inner space, see clearly what your life is becoming. Hold that vision. Live inside it. You are not on a path toward becoming a millionaire through some slow, grinding accumulation of effort and time. You are on a path to remembering that you already are one. This is not a journey of acquiring something you lack. It is a journey of awakening to something you have always possessed. There is a vast and crucial difference between chasing a dream from the outside and fully embodying it as a present inner reality. The world teaches striving. It teaches hustle and effort and waiting for permission from circumstances to change before you allow yourself to feel any differently. But the truth that operates beneath all of that noise is far simpler and far more powerful. Identity creates reality. You do not become wealthy by endlessly trying. You become wealthy by genuinely being. Every state of consciousness expresses itself automatically and without effort. If you carry within yourself the deep belief that you are lacking, your world will arrange itself to mirror that belief perfectly. But if you carry yourself as someone who is already abundant, abundance flows naturally toward you to meet the state you inhabit. This is not wishful thinking dressed in optimistic language. This is an operating law of existence. What you genuinely and persistently assume to be true becomes true for you. So assume now the identity of a millionaire, not tomorrow, when circumstances look more favorable, not when the bank account finally agrees, but right now, in this very moment. Feel what it is like to walk into a room with quiet authority. Feel what it is like to make decisions from a foundation of genuine security rather than from fear or scarcity. Feel the freedom of releasing worry because you know with certainty that there is always more than enough. This assumption must become more than a passing thought or a momentary feeling of inspiration. It must become a complete way of being, woven into the fabric of how you speak, how you move, how you carry yourself through every hour of every day. Speak with the tone of someone who already inhabits wealth. Move with the ease of someone who has never known abundance to be absent. Let your energy declare the truth of your inner state before your words ever do. Those who have genuinely arrived do not chase or beg or fear. They expect, they allow, they command through the quiet authority of their inner knowing. You must do the same, not as an imitation of success, but as a genuine realization of it. Your mind may resist. The outer world will present its evidence to the contrary, loudly and persistently. That does not matter. You are not governed by what appears before you. You are governed by what you persistently hold within. You become only what you are willing to accept as true. And when you persist in the assumption that you're already rich, reality has no option but to shift and support that assumption with matching evidence. People, opportunities, and resources will come to you, not because you fought and clawed for them, but because you finally match the frequency of what you desire. You are not here to beg life for anything. You are here to awaken to your own creative authority and exercise it deliberately. The true millionaire is not ultimately defined by a specific dollar amount sitting in an account. The millionaire is defined by a state of mind. And that state, once genuinely embodied, begins to reshape every detail of external life. It influences how you see yourself, how you speak to others, what you permit yourself to experience, and what you refuse to accept as permanent. Let this identity settle into every corner of your inner world. Carry it into your thoughts throughout the day. Let it be present in your speech and in your silence. Let it rise with you each morning and rest with you at night. You do not work toward your new life from a position of lack, hoping eventually to arrive. You live it now fully and completely from within, and in doing so, you call into visible form everything that has been waiting quietly for the arrival of your belief. This is your invitation, and not to wait, not to wish from a distance, but to awaken fully. Assume the identity of a millionaire now, hold it with steady conviction, and the world will move to catch up to the truth you already carry within. What you see, hear, and touch in the physical world may appear absolutely real and fixed and final. But it is only a reflection, a shadow cast by your inner state onto the screen of your experience. The world of the senses is not the source of truth. It is the echo of it. Yet most people become entirely trapped in this echo, believing the mirror more than the face that stands before it, following effects while ignoring the cause that creates them. You must go deeper than appearances. You must drop your dependence on the evidence of the senses and learn to trust the reality that lives within you. The senses will often contradict your desire loudly and convincingly. You may imagine wealth while your eyes show you bills. You may affirm abundance while your ears hear rejection. This is the test, not a punishment, but a test. The outer world tempts you in those moments to return to the old state, to abandon your assumption, to agree with the appearance of limitation. But you must not bend to it. You must stand firm in the invisible truth you have chosen to believe and inhabit. The senses are conditioned by your past assumptions. They reflect the residue of who you used to be, not who you are now choosing to become. Just because they currently report struggle does not mean abundance is not already forming beneath the surface, moving toward expression, taking shape in ways your eyes cannot yet detect. Imagine a seed planted in rich soil. You do not dig it up every hour to check whether it has begun to grow. You do not stand over the ground with impatience, demanding immediate visible evidence. You trust the invisible process. You know the seed is doing what seeds do when they are placed in the right conditions and left to work. In exactly the same way, once you plant the assumption of wealth firmly in your imagination, once you feel it real and accept it as already done, you must stop looking to your senses for proof. The proof will come, but it comes only after you have released your desperate need for it. This is not denial of reality. This is a higher discipline. You are not ignoring the facts out of weakness or confusion. You are choosing a higher truth over a temporary condition. You are refusing to be held captive by appearances that are already outdated the moment you change your inner state. You are saying to yourself and to the invisible forces that govern your experience, I know what I have accepted. I know what I have claimed as mine, and I will not allow the outer world to dictate what I hold within. To release your dependence on the senses is to walk by genuine faith rather than by sight alone. It is to live from the conclusion rather than from the middle of an unfinished story. And the outer must yield to the inner. It has no choice. This is the only law that never fails. The moment you stop merely reacting to appearances and start creating deliberately from imagination, the world begins to bend in remarkable and often unexpected ways. The very laws of reality move to accommodate your new inner state. It may appear slow at first. The visible results may not arrive as quickly as your impatience demands. But what you persist in assuming must express itself. It cannot remain forever locked in the unseen. So when doubt arrives, as it will, when the senses shout their version of lack or delay or impossibility, silence them with your return to vision. Go back to the inner scene. Feel the wealth. Sense the freedom. Hear the affirming voices of your fulfilled desire speaking clearly within you. Experience it fully inside yourself. For the inner world is the womb from which all creation is born, and what you carry faithfully in that womb will be born into your experience if you only maintain the belief long enough for it to take form. Drop your dependence on the senses. Look within. The truth is already there, already complete, already waiting with quiet patience for you to recognize it and claim it as your own. You must enter the scene of your fulfilled desire, not as a spectator watching from the outside, but as the central figure fully inhabiting the reality from within. You are not rehearsing a dream. You are living a truth that simply has not yet made itself visible to your physical eyes. Feel the deep settled power of someone who has finally come home to themselves. Let all of that saturate your entire being. This inner experience must become more real to you than the facts that currently surround you, because those facts are nothing more than old thoughts and old assumptions pushed outward into form. They are the harvest of yesterday's imagination, not the declaration of tomorrow's reality. Now let us understand the true nature of persistence. Persistence is not about struggle or white-knuckled effort. It is not about forcing something into being through sheer will or repetition. It is about quiet, unwavering faith, the calm conviction that what you have genuinely accepted in imagination is more real and more permanent than anything your physical senses currently report. The facts of the outer world may appear to tell a different story. They may speak of delay, of impossibility, of closed doors. But you are not here to obey those facts as though they are final. You are here to create new ones. What you consistently assume to be true becomes your reality. The state you inhabit in mind must take absolute precedence over what temporarily appears before you. If you desire wealth, success, and freedom, you must claim that state and persist in it without deviation, regardless of what your bank account shows today, regardless of what others say, regardless of how long it appears to be taking. The truth you hold within is what gives shape to everything around you. Persistence is not intensity, it is consistency. You do not need to feel inspired every single moment. You do not need to force anything into form. You simply need to return again and again as many times as necessary to the inner state of the wish fulfilled. Live from it. Make your choices from within it. Speak from it. And when doubt arises, you do not wrestle with it. You gently redirect your attention back to the truth you have chosen. Your imagination is the doorway and persistence is the key that keeps it open. It is easy to touch the state briefly, to feel a moment of genuine joy about your desired reality, and then lose it entirely when the outer world appears unchanged the next day. But true creation is not a single event. It is the outward expression of sustained belief maintained over time through consistent return to the inner scene. When you persist without doubt, you bend reality itself toward your will. The how of your manifestation is never your concern. Your only responsibility, your only real work, is to remain faithful to the end you have imagined. You must be bold enough to live from what you cannot yet see, to walk through the world with the deep certainty that your inner reality is the only true foundation, the only thing that actually determines what your outer experience will eventually become. If you look to the outside world for permission to believe, you will always be waiting. But if you persist in your chosen state, the world has no choice but to conform. That is the law. This kind of persistence is quiet. It is not dramatic or performative. It does not demand that others agree or that circumstances immediately cooperate. It is the calm, steady assurance of someone who knows that what they have claimed within must appear without, with the patient confidence of a farmer who does not question the seed once it has been planted, with the inner certainty of someone who has already seen the finished work clearly in their mind. The moment you decide that your desire is already fulfilled, everything begins to shift, not because the outer world has changed, but because you have. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer chasing. You are no longer pleading with life to cooperate. You are walking as someone who knows it is already done. That knowing becomes the fundamental posture of your life, the energy you emit in every interaction, the frequency by which you live. It is quiet, perhaps invisible to others, but unmistakably real within you. When you accept that what you seek is already yours, your actions take on an entirely different quality. You no longer ask from a place of lack. You give from a place of fullness. You no longer wait to be chosen by circumstances. You choose yourself first. Your conversations shift. Your decisions shift. Even your pace and your presence shift in ways that others sense without being able to name. You begin to walk differently, not out of arrogance, but out of genuine alignment with a deeper truth about who you are and what belongs to you. To walk as though it is done is to live with no hesitation, no need for outside validation, no question about whether it will eventually arrive. The wealth, the freedom, the abundance, it already belongs to you in the unseen. And so you carry yourself accordingly, with the quiet dignity of someone who has already received and simply awaits the physical confirmation. The outer world may not have caught up yet. The bank account may still look the same. The opportunities may still appear to be quiet. But you are not deceived by appearances and you are not swayed by delay. You walk in the reality you have chosen. You feel the weight of your success. You hold the joy of answered desires. You wear the confidence of the fully realized version of yourself. This is not pretending. There is a profound difference between pretending and embodying. Pretending feels hollow because it is performed from a place of inner disbelief. Embodying feels solid because it arises from genuine inner acceptance. You do not fake your way into the millionaire state. You become it because in your mind, in your heart, in the deepest part of your being, the matter is already fully settled. You are not hoping anymore. You are remembering. You are aligning yourself with what was always meant for you. Think of how someone who has genuinely already received walks into a room. There is a quality of quiet certainty about them. They are not rushed. They are not anxious. They are not straining or performing. They are simply resting in the peace of completion. And that energy communicates itself without a single word. When you walk in that way, life responds in kind. People treat you differently. Opportunities find you. Solutions surface, not because you forced them, but because your inner state demanded a new outer reflection. The world is a mirror, and it reflects not what you desire, but what you assume. So if you want wealth to show up in your experience, assume wealth is already here. Already present, already yours, already a natural part of who you are. Let that assumption shape how you speak in every conversation, how you dress when you face the day, how you make choices under pressure, how you carry yourself through every room you enter. You are not waiting for proof. You are the proof. Walk in the energy of already done, and life has no choice but to meet you exactly where you stand. The moment you genuinely move in that truth, you enter the state where all things begin to flow to you naturally, easily, and inevitably. You are not waiting for your millionaire phase any longer. You are stepping into it now, not because of effort or luck or permission granted by external circumstances, but because you have awakened to the highest truth. Everything you desire already exists within you. The wealth, the freedom, the power, it is all born in the unseen and made real through genuine belief. Assume it. Feel it with every part of your being. Persist in it without apology. Walk as though it is fully done. The outer world is only ever a mirror of your inner state. When you fully inhabit the life you seek within, the world around you must reflect it without exception. Do not beg. Do not chase. Simply know and live every moment from that knowing. Gratitude is one of the most powerful and often underestimated forces you can cultivate on this path. It is the sacred amplifier that magnifies your belief and accelerates the arrival of everything you have claimed. Make gratitude a consistent daily practice, not something you do occasionally when inspiration strikes, but something woven into the texture of each morning, each afternoon, each quiet moment before sleep. Begin your day by expressing genuine thanks for the wealth you are moving toward, feeling the excitement and joy of already having it as though it is your present reality. Let that feeling fill your entire being and carry it with you as you move through everything the day brings. Do not wait to feel grateful after your desires arrive. That is the most common and costly mistake.